Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Skies, where a minor recording problem has left us with a commission that, well, I don't have a chance to show you how we got it. Suffice to say, we went behind the circus tents and, well, turns out they need help on account of their show being awful. Simply the worst, some might say. But we can get a few more insights than we have to start with, so let's go behind the tents real quick, just very briefly. Beyond the performers and the permanent audience, the circus is deserted. Everyone keeps to their quarters unless they're practicing the show. Despite the Calliope music, the mood back here is closer to that of a mausoleum. And yes, we talked to the ringmaster, which is why we now have this job to help with the circus. Just, in this case, we're going to be going to Port Avon to find a reclusive carpenter and, well, hopefully improve the magician's act. Apparently there's problems with their contraptions. So, before we leave, I do want to talk to these people one more time, just so we all have an idea of how they operate and who they are. So the ringmaster, their tent is open for anyone who wishes to drop by. The ringmaster stands and shakes your hand as you enter. He's rather short, now he isn't standing on top of a Calliope. He wags his finger at you. "I've been in this business long enough to know what you're thinking," he says sternly. "It's the shoes. I have a special pair to make me look tall." He laughs and bids you to sit and enjoy a pot of tea with him. Delightful fellow. Unfortunately, he is quite well aware of how things are. Apparently the cards told him that we would be helpful. And we will. In time. Talk to the headstrong strongwoman, though. If she isn't performing or training, she tends to keep inside her caravan. She welcomes you to her caravan and begs you pardon for the mess. For though the caravan is a remarkable oasis of cleanliness in the otherwise untidy port, the only other seat she can offer is stacked with poems. Cute that she does poetry. She places them beneath her own chair and begins to ask you questions about your life. Any inquiries into her own she deflects with the wit of a slighted baroness. Intriguing. I wonder if she actually is... well, not like royalty in the sense that she's related to the Empress, but somewhere in those, social ranks, if you have my meaning. She's very strong. In fact, she makes it look effortless, which, I mean, causes a bad show. You gotta give them a bit of that old razzle-dazzle, you know? Gotta act like it's tougher than it is. But no, the pensive clown, please. His head is bowed, his bald dome shines on the lantern light. If you ignore the grease paint, he looks not unlike the bust of a Grecian philosopher. Actually briefly stole his job, and I'm kinda sad that we didn't get that on, recording, but, well, here we are. Perhaps a future, Captain, perhaps. The clown rubs the back of his head. It's troubling to me that the show goes on, even if no one's there to watch. He looks to you, searchingly. What does he expect you to say? What indeed? And then this bereaved acrobat. Their tent is larger than the others. The flap is tied open for visitors. They half raise themselves from their deep cushions in greeting and bid you sit across from them. They ask how you enjoy the show, and before you can answer, they apologize for their performance. I'm nothing by myself, they say, without my twin there to catch me or there to leap for me to catch. It's quite dull, but they're trying to break themselves from the circus again. Implying that the twin is leaving the circus and is not dead, which, I mean, with the adjective bereaved acrobat, I kind of assumed that their partner was dead. So, we'll chase them down eventually. Turns out we can only get one commission at a time, and I ended up taking this guy's. Talk to the humiliated magician. He leans beneath a faded poster of himself, smoking a cheap, malodorous tobacco. Breaks my heart you had to sit through that, he says, nodding towards the big top. Sometimes I wonder why I left Mahogany Hall. Then I remember how much Plenty paid before this whole place lost its funding. Puts out the cigarette on the poster, then tosses it into an overturned top hat. If I go into the big top, there's no performance on at the moment, but, give me details. Oh. The call of the circus. The echoing silence of the empty tent is undercut by something just out of earshot. A buzzing, almost. You travel to the giant obelisk to one side of the port. The noise, the sensation only gets louder. The obelisk is covered with a giant indecipherable symbols, and as you touch it, you being here feels right, on some deep primal level. All thoughts of travel melt away. There's a place for you here, where you're meant to be, amongst the grease paint and the sawdust. You quickly pull your hand away. The itch recedes. Oh. I've seen that before at that port with the postman back in Sunless Sea. Curious. So curious. But no, tell me, where's Mr. Menagerie going now? I don't recall. Read the note. We journeyed to the place of apples where an old regent's ruins lie. Port Avon, I believe, yes? Had a bunch of apple trees there. Okay, well, that excitement and slight trouble having been dealt with, let's go nowhere. We have to go back to New Winchester, frankly. And then we're going to go through the Traitor's Wood, because there should be a port there. There should be. And I need to find it. Mostly for my own satisfaction, no. Everything is a threat. I have 2 health with which to... Okay. Just... Don't make me fight you. I think you're just attacking, but... Sorry, getting the panic out of me. Oh god, why with the loading? The lack of loading. Please make it stop. I'm worried that I'm gonna ram into something during that, and I will be so very upset. Although on the bright side, I'll be able to find out how the... That's weird. Like a little U-bender over there. But yeah, I'll be able to find out how... No! Okay. Yes, I'll be able to find out how the lineage system works nowadays. What are you doing? Why are you staring at me? Get... Okay. Okay. Well... Everything is going according to plan. Slightly, sort of, almost, not quite. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's all fine in the grand scheme of things, I suppose, but I do hate continuously coming back here with low hull and honestly not much in the way of goods. The hours are fine and all, but... well. Oh, no. I just made a dumb mistake, didn't I? Yep, made a dumb mistake. Made a real dumb mistake. Dock there. No! Okay. I thought I was about to crash in there and die, but I didn't. So it's fine. Fully repair the hull before I do anything else. And then I need to buy, like, fuel and supplies, because I don't believe they provide that anymore for me. But you know, before I do that, let me turn in my port reports to someone else this time. Because I'm feeling the itch to go after Albion at this point. Yeah, we're some 8 question mark episodes in. I'm feeling that itch to go to Albion. To see what's there, to see the Clockwork Sun. And we have work there, so I can justify it pretty easily. I mean, we'll have to pause a few of your stories, but that's fine. They will endure as they must. As I require them to. Company house. Hello. Visit the Windward Company. And we deliver our port reports to the Prudent Secretary. The office's general manager lives in perpetual fear of his secretary, who was appointed directly from the London office. The references were inarguable. A bit of gratitude. Not as many sovereigns as I would like. It's a comfortable room for a modest secretary. Stained glass windows lay crimson slants across the desk. The prudent secretary receives your reports and reads them one by one. A number of questions follow, to which the secretary expects cogent, succinct answers. Her Majesty is grateful, they say, as you leave. Well... I can't quite... I still need more gratitude. But close. We're getting closer. Eventually, it will be fine. And now back, I say. Back to New Winchester to resupply, and then prepare for our journey. I am going to stop at Palmer and Plenty's just to sell 2 of those hours, which I should have done while I was there. Why I didn't think to do it, I don't know. It just didn't, occur to me. I guess. Or maybe, I don't know. Point is, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did either of those things. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This game is flawless. Oh dear. There has actually been a patch recently, I think last week. So some things will be fixed. I expect maybe some stuff will break. It's, you know, it's one of the risks you have whenever you play a game. Maybe the patch fixes everything and introduces a new type of error, or maybe it's all fine. Who knows? Events will play out as they always would have. Actually, follow our ambition real quick. Can I turn these in? No. I need my 7 Tales of Terror first. Pity. Alright. We're just gonna go for the shops. I don't want to... You know what? That's why I'm here. Let's explore the city. No new stories there? That's fine. But now, the shops. Arkham Engineer. The Bazaar. Do you have anything? No. I mean, you have things I could take, but I already have a job for hours. A job for Bronzewood as well wouldn't be the worst of things. Hours seem pretty common, though. We'll take that. Now, as I was planning originally, let's say 4 and 4. This seems reasonable. Also, one of the tips told me that fuel efficiency is a thing I can actually affect with different locomotives. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out. Once I get to the point where I'm actually going to change locomotives. Is it a case of the higher number is better, or no? You know, I have to assume the higher number is probably better. Which means I'm really actually more inclined to just switch over to this, then. Yeah, because I mean... You know what? It's something that we will worry about when we get there. Right now is not the time to worry about new ships, because I can't afford any. Why is there a, like, exclamation mark on... I guess it's on all the ports, but still, why are they still exclamation-y? Hopefully that doesn't hit anybody. Sorry, just, you know, lowering the property values around here. It's fine, don't worry about it. See, I'm gonna go to Palmer and Plenty's real quick just to drop off those 2 hours so I don't have them. Filling up my hold for no reason. Then plan is to go to Port Avon briefly, just see if by some chance I can get through that other story without actually being welcome there. Which I'm pretty sure I can't do, but we'll find out. And then we're gonna look for a port in the Trader's Wood, because I know there's supposed to be one. I am positive. But I don't see it, so... yeah. A series of problems, you see. You see the problems I have, and what I must deal with. Ah, dear us. I wonder if it's worth... No, cutting through here probably isn't worth it. I mean, there might be new things there, but... will it be valuable? Unlikely. Oh, damn it! What is your problem, sir? The UCE wasn't expecting that. I bet you weren't. Really, you just have to be in my way. Can I help you? What's this about? What, are you hostile now? You want to start something? Because I have a job to toss you guys over to the, guys at Port Prosper. I can't remember his name, but he really wants you guys dead. I can make that happen. I'm telling you right now. Alright. Doc, go to the bazaar before we do anything else. And sell them. And make a hefty sum. Okay, I'm happy with this. Ooh, you sell Bronzewood, you say. And I do have a job that requires me to get Bronzewood, but... I mean, you're on the way to Port Prosper anyway, so I might hold off on that. Just for right now. just for right now, let's head westward, do a little bit more exploration in Traitor's Wood area, and go from there. Actually, what other places do I have to explore? Basically the entire outer rim. And then we'll go... Oh, could I have gotten a port report? I could probably have gotten a port report. Let me do that. I keep going back and forth because I keep forgetting something. Ugh. To have a memory again would be a beautiful thing. But sadly, it is not to be. Not yet. Someday, but not today. Inconceivable Circus, write our port report. Yes. Don't like how that was flashing, but yes. And that's us. Oh, could I? I wonder. Oh, the ticket booth has nothing. Well, fine. Bah. I was wondering if I could show you guys the show. You know, dress up as a clown as I did before. Was pretty good at it, reasonably good at it. I mean, the ringmaster said I was terrible at it, but I think I did just fine. People laughed at my stuff. Just saying. Go out, little bat. And by bat, I mean owl. Tell me what you find. You actually found something? The hell? Oh, probably that's something to crave there. Yeah, I'm not going there, though. Is not the proper direction. Is not the way I want to be. Seeing a lot of tackities, not seeing a lot of beasties over here. Which I guess makes sense, but has me a wee bit concerned, especially with all this overgrown civilization. That's a thing I want an explanation for, please. Explanations are appreciated. To Port Avon. Oh, we're still fine. Trying to remember. I think, if I recall correctly, getting terror up to 100% does kill me. Because there was at one point where terror, if you got it to 100%, it just gave you an extra level of terror. It didn't actually kill you outright. But I'm reasonably sure it will kill me outright at this point. Not at 19%, but once it gets to 100%, obviously. Obviously. Okay, we've already burned 60 sovereigns worth of material. Let's hope we can get something useful here. Port Avon, will you let me in? Please let me in. Just here to do a job, don't have to be... Oh yeah, I guess I could, well, Yeah, Mr. Menagerie is passing through Port Avon. Let's visit him real quick. I just want to listen to a story of things past. Tell me. Mr. Menagerie gestures to the ruins that loom over the port like the Sphinx outside Thebes. We were in service here long ago, a bargain struck with the old king in the woods. We served at table, procured deliciousness, watched, witnessed, feared. Freedom is better. Freedom is better, it repeats, in tones of mild admonishment. Curious. Need a searing enigma or a moment of inspiration. Well, yeah, I'm kind of thinking I would probably have to go with the Ratronaut of my options here. Although you require mirrors of 75 or more, so... I mean, that is my specialty, but still, fuck you, sir. Where exactly are you going, though? We journey to your House of Invention near the Ormswold. Your House of Invention near the Ormswold? I don't know, is he bound to the Reach, or can he go to Albion? Because I think there's a place like that in Albion, but, well. Oh. The Sharmas have a surplus of fuel and nowhere to store it. You beautiful, beautiful people. The oily-faced girl from the docks helps roll the barrels onto the engine and into the cargo hold, ready for use. Okay, so Port Avon. Ah, I have some gossip for you. And I can do this without, so... Yeah, let me do... First things first. Commission the reclusive carpenter to repair the magician's equipment. You've been given a letter and several, allegedly, magical boxes to deliver to him. Carpenter squints at the letter and gives out quite harumph. Another one? Fine. Looks like I'll need a scribe spinster. Yes, the whole thing. Dead, of course. Well, that's gonna take a while to happen, because I don't want to go and fight any scribe spinsters. I don't like that. Here, have some gossip. Welcome is now 2, so I can write a port report. Thank you. And maybe get a bit of extra welcome, because I'm going to do something that probably is going to make them hate me. Like a lot, though. The Cyclopean Ruins. What palace was this? What giant king made his home here? Who indeed? Apparently someone who hired the curators, I believe, was what the name was given. Yeah, but what about these ruins, though? Tackety men have been seen entering the ruins in the dead of night, armed with shovels and lanterns. And so I was told that they're called the curators. I just know them as the masters of the bazaar, and will probably keep using that title. But yes. You wait until the sky is dark and the distant stars have dimmed before making your way to the ruins. You go alone, bearing only a shuttered lantern. Dust rises underfoot as you tread along shadowed halls, greater and gloomier than the manors of old London. Through gaps between stones, narrower than the inside of a coffin, voices grow near. Oh, sorry. That's a semicolon, that's a period. There we go. But yes, voices grow near, voices and a rich, resplendent light. Oh. Interesting. The luminous glow of brilliant souls mined from the ruins infects this hidden habitation with radiance. A group of heavy-set men and women in hobnail boots are just ahead, their intent not on the deposits of souls but on the hollows amidst the stones, where they are busy bearing caches of munitions. A crunch of stone behind you, a beam of lantern light. The burly MacDonald brothers have followed you in. If they're discovered, they'll be booted off Port Avon. Interesting. Oh, they're mining hours out of this. Curious. What do they plan on doing with those? Warn the Tacketies, we're on their side after all. Whispers in the dark. You rush into the breach, startling the illegal miners. A chorus of surprise and alarm greets your sudden entrance, but there's no time for questions. You convince the leader, the hard-bitten ex-prospector, to lead her men out through an alternate escape route blasted into the ruins. You cut an expensive deal and stay behind to tell the McDonalds you were on a nighttime stroll when you stumbled on a cave-in. They're more than happy to believe in the stupidity of outsiders. The Tacketies will be back for their weapons in the future, but next time they'll be more careful about it. Okay, we've increased their fortunes, and our reputation with them. Oh dear, we've lost one fortune stovepipes. But I helped the Tacketies cover up their illegality. Okay. Apparently stovepipes are now desperate, though. Ooh, I'm worried about that. Oh, no, the stovepipes are the... Oh, I don't care about the stovepipes, sorry. Tacketies are the people I care about. Oh, dearie me. I was like, oh no, those poor Tacketies! Or stovepipes, yes! No, the stovepipes are the loyalists, duh. Oof. Although I wonder if there might be a consequence for not having a balance between the two. I mean, independence is all well and good, but conflict is good for making money. It's a fantastic industry. Increases demand for munitions, increases demand for industrialization. It's just the easiest way to make money, and nothing more than that. You have nothing to report. Really? I refuse to believe that. This is the Trader's Wood. I'm positive there's a port in the area. Besides Port Avon. I know there's gotta be something in the area. And I will find it. And that owl will regret the day it failed to find me something. Also, this music is terrifying. I would like it to stop. I simply ask that you don't. Oh, the pale wood. Good. I feel safe in this area. Send out the owl again. Keep wanting to say bat, but that is incorrect. Well, good news. Found something. It's a port. Found also this. It's apparently a horror, and it said the third thing, but I don't see it, so it's lying to me. Let's see what that horrifying thing is before we go any further. If there's a route that takes me that way. Although that might be circuitous and might be a bad idea, maybe we leave that for tomorrow and just explore the port today. Oh, there's the port. Hello. I've been looking for you. Although I apparently still haven't discovered you somehow. There you are, Somerset Camp. I do believe I have some work that requires me to drop off something here. Yes. So in the future, I'm going to come back here with that. Okay. Traitor's Wood is a sprawling, secluded forest on the edge of the Reach. Few venture beneath its gloomy boughs, and legend speaks of a king who sleeps under the barrow at the wood's heart. The same king which... Oh, Port Avon would be his castle, and then the king of the wood would be, well, this place. Yes? Possibly? Unclear. The wood's edge. The wood is vast as a felled giant and fathomless as a great ocean. Like the ocean, much of it is hidden from view. Careful expeditions are required to go deeper into the wood. The forest is rich and wild in the verdant species of the Reach. Exploring the starlight-dappled edges of the wood could be profitable. You may only perform one of these actions a fortnight. The wood guards its secrets. Could gain verdant seeds, which would be valuable. Visions of the heavens, less so. So, yeah, verdant seeds, please. The flora that grow in the shadows of the region's grave are unique to this corner of the high wilderness. By a lake, gray as the eye of a storm, you find a promising patch of herbs, green and gold and wonderful. Your crew help you gather those that seem the least familiar, for surely those will fetch the highest prices. Deeper in the wood, where the light is almost drowned by the thirsty silverwood trees, you find flowers of every hue of never-a-teen. You gather what you can. A campfire. 3 figures draped in scholars' robes, huddle around a campfire. They're arguing about kings, a banner in the colors of Somerset, London's university's most respectable college, gleams in the firelight. As you approach, the discussion dies. One of the scholars, a woman with a fierce expression, stands up. Only scholars should be here. Are you one? Yes, you are an academic, and you will not have your credentials questioned by students. The scholars quiz you for a few minutes on your publication history. They've heard of one of your articles and largely approved. The woman is a vituperative classicist. Her companion's a dismal paleographer, a forlorn young man, and a feckless theologian, a handsome youth with an easy smile. They explain that they are here to enter the region's grave where they believe a sleeping king lies buried. They do not agree as to the king's identity. Unfortunately, the college has cut our funding, the classicist explains. Speak to us if you'd be interested in helping. Yeah, see, if you go to Port Avon, I'm pretty sure you'll get some hints as to who that king is. Although this, I suppose, could be a different king, but... Well. The shadow of the barrow falls over the camp. A mournful wail carries on the wind. A cluster of scholars has set up camp on the border of the woods, which we know because we're here. Their funding gone, they struggle to continue their research into whoever is entombed in the region's grave. The winds howl in the trees, and the skies threaten rain. The scholars huddle in their tents, brooding over papers, and conspiring against colleagues as one would. Excuse me? It could eventually be deserted. Ask how we can help. The scholars intimated that you might be able to help them continue their explorations into the wood. But how, though? Your inquiry induces a rare spirit of cooperation in the scholars. The last expedition into the wood found a document written in the correspondence. It contained directions to a place called the Steward's Font, the theologian explains. Alas, that is all it needs to break their alliance. The paleographer begins to argue that the steward was a chief position in Charlemagne's household. The classicist makes a pointed reference to Inanna's husband. The theologian's smile is forced. If you could find the font, it would be an immense boon to my work. There are sputters of protestation. Our work. I see. Speak to the feckless theologian. The divinity student has a dozen bad habits and a firm conviction that St. John the Apostle slumbers in the regent's grave. You're pretty sure it ain't him. The theologian's tent is the largest of the three. Its interior has been decorated with carpets and throws, which trap the smoke from his hookah. The air is a scented fug. The theologian is reclining on cushions, drinking wine. Ask the theologian about his theory. I think that's the most useful thing here. Why does he think St. John is buried in a forgotten tomb in the high wilderness? The theologian's eyes widen. He's delighted to have been asked that question. According to the Legenda Aurea, St. John is sleeping somewhere, waiting for the coming of the Antichrist, which would mean the end of the world, and what is the high wilderness but that? We left the world behind and the stars are going out, and just after we arrived, we discovered a tomb hidden in an ancient wood. He runs a hand through his hair. Sometimes we must have faith. More about this, the stars are going out? I've heard rumors, mostly back from the Kickstarter and the description of the game, but I haven't seen any evidence of these stars going out. I'm curious about that. Very curious. What does he think of his fellow academic, though? She's very talented and very funny and not at all nice, and she's furious with me. Why? He won't say. I think I've done enough damage with both of them. He shakes his head. If it weren't for St. John and the academic senate sending me here, I doubt I'd have seen her again, until she became principal, of course. Oh my. Seems to think very highly of her. But this dismal paleographer? The theologian smiles innocently. Yes, we used to know each other very well indeed. This was back at college before all his passion got sucked out of him. He sighs. Some people can't accept change. Curious. The theologian is not offering you any of his wine. Well, screw you too, sir. Speak to the classicist. The student of the ancient world is armed with more scorn than a vengeful goddess, and a firm conviction that the Sumerian queen of heaven sleeps in the regent's grave. Would make more sense than the other two, I suppose. The classicist's tent is practical and largely unornamented. The interior is damp from her various walking clothes, which have been scattered across the floor. Old playbills and gaudy costume jewelry hang from the tent ceiling like charms. The classicist is pacing the tent, reading Herodotus, while smoking up a storm. Is everyone smoking in this? Well, I mean, it is the Victorian era, of course everyone's smoking. But no. What about your theory? Why does she believe the ancient Sumerian deity Inanna is buried in a forgotten tomb in the high wilderness? Isn't it obvious? She rolls her eyes. Fine, I'll tell you what I told the academic senate. The high wilderness is heaven, not as the church conceives it, but as the Sumerians did. A place of stars and chaos and impossible powers, in proximity to and affecting our own world, but far, far removed. He pauses for breath. Whew. Inanna, the queen of heaven, entered the underworld in search of her husband and was trapped for a time. That is the myth. This may be the truth. She waves her hand dismissively. Besides, we made some promising discoveries in the wood. Okay, yeah, that makes reasonable sense. Tell me about the theologian? Her invective goes for an hour, and she only remembers to fetch you tea midway through. A liar and a traitor and a fool, she says, spooning in entirely too much sugar. I loathe him. Her hand shakes as she pours. Yeah, I think we can just guess what their relationship was. This dismal paleographer. Tell me of him. She laughs scornfully, but refuses to be drawn. I will not waste breath on the undeserving. Oh, I see how this... I have theories now about how this whole thing came to be. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you give me yours in the comments. Yeah. It's totally like a love triangle thing or something. I mean, that's, like, reasonable assumption. But, yeah. I mean, maybe there's more to it, but I think that's clearly what's happening here. Basically, judging by how she writes it, the theologian cheated on her with the dismal paleographer. But let's get some more evidence here. The paleographer's tent is some distance from the rest of the camp and almost in the forest. It's smaller and more warm than the tents of the others. Inside, however, the tent is both warm and sturdy. No rain leaks through the oilskin, but the paleographer's, inks and reference books and old theater handbills are neatly sorted. The paleographer is at a little wooden desk, conjugating the subjunctive. Unclear what subjunctive is in this case, but I can make some assumptions. Anyway, your theory. Why does he think the Holy Roman Emperor Charlemagne is buried in a forgotten tomb in the high wilderness? It's a little strange, I admit. You certainly won't find this in Einhard, but there are legends that say the great king did not leave his people on death, and instead sleeps in a barrow, waiting for their hour of need. He almost smiles. You query his people. I do not forget that we are British. He pauses for effect. But is our queen not of German parentage? Will not her ancestor look out for her, Europe's greatest monarch, as she embarks on her most significant endeavor? Wow, you are the dumbest person I've ever met. I mean, nationalistic, so yeah, obviously, but what do you think of the feckless theologian? Out of curiosity. The paleographer is lost in thought. When he answers you, he looks rueful. The three of us were at college together in the same year. We're all interested in the theater, but eventually pursued other things. I hadn't seen him in years, until the Traitors' Wood funding came up in the Senate. He sniffs. His intellect is second-rate, but his charm is first-class. We can't all be brilliant, he sighs despondently. And, what about the classicist? A remarkable scholar and a terrifying goneril. Don't know that word. At college, when she trod the boards, she shakes his head. Ancient history now, which is her province, not mine. He makes a strong cup of tea for himself, and then offers you the same. Bitterness has curdled her. He sips his drink, then grimaces, like this milk. Huh. So, hold on. Hold a minute. So these guys were all in theater together. I thought they were just, like... Okay, maybe I'm wrong and they weren't all... Okay. I mean, theories out there now. I kind of stick to my theory that there was some weird love triangle thing going on. You know, the whole feckless theologian cheating on the classicist with the paleographer. Although it could be something more innocent, perhaps. Don't have enough information, not enough data. Before we go further, though, I want to go and see what your guys are selling. And... look at you. I will take this tea, yes, thank you. A disheveled research associate sells caddies of dry tea from an oak chest. Due to an unfortunate but entirely understandable administrative error, the professor's entire research budget has been spent on tea. She explains, shuffling her feet awkwardly. Please buy some. Yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of you, buddy. Go to Reverend's Court. Can I sell only supplies? This is a dumb idea. Let's do it. Yes. I have made a bad decision today. It might not have been worth it. Alright, so what I'm thinking we do is check this parting glade first. The forest rises behind the station where a few tents have been set up. Oh yes, I did forget, almost, sort of, not quite. Write our port report first. There's no one here, but perhaps someone will take an interest in how the wood fares. Outside of the Somerset camp, the great forest of bronzewood trees has gone untouched by human hands. Voices sound in the deeps of the woods, forlorn and far away. The wood is vast and vastly lonely. Curious, that. The forest rises behind the station, where a few tents have been set up. What might be an owl calls from somewhere in the woods. In the far distance, a great stone barrow rises over the trees. The glade, an oasis of wildflowers and sweet meadowfield in the midst of the brooding trees, is where captains meet to do business and bring their ventures to the wood to a conclusion. Explore the glade first. Birds trill in nearby trees, and the sweet scent of flowers pervades the air. There's no one else here at present, but there are signs of recent passage. A discarded set of cups from some clandestine picnic, loose paper hastily torn from a notebook, a few bullets and scorched grass. People come to the glade to conduct meetings as neutral ground, and as a place to think, secluded from the watchful gaze of the high wilderness. Curious, that, but no, what I actually came here for, hunt for creatures with a cryptozoologist. One of the many horrors in this wood is bound to delight her. The cryptozoologist pays very well. She grabs your arm, though. Look there, and indeed, deep in the woods, where little light can penetrate, you see a shape. A shape, hunched over, covered with hair. The cryptozoologist digs into her backpack and pulls out a blowgun. Tranquilizer, she explains, fitting an ungainly telescope fitting an ungainly telescopic sight on top of it. Quit. The dart strikes her target. With a howl of protest, it collapses. You follow the cryptozoologist to the unconscious body of a bearded man in a thick coat. Undaunted, she heads back into the woods in search of a discovery that won't swear as much upon waking. You leave her before she can before she can mistake you for her quarry. Ah, well, only good things can come from this. Only good things. And I would do an expedition, but we are out of time. That may be what we do next episode, although I do have to come back here on an expedition with that literature, so perhaps that's what we do. Perhaps. We shall see, we shall see. These are matters for the future. For now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly. And I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.